This is a 12-minute core-focused flow video designed simply to work on your core. You will want 2 blocks, a blanket, and a strap for this class. If you don't have those exact items, see the video description for alternate suggestions. We will begin on our backs with the knees bent, with your strap placed beneath the small of your back, approximately below your belly button. Start to draw your belly button down into that strap so you can pin that strap down beneath your back. And then grab on just one side of that strap and start to gently tug so that if the strap were not pinned down, it would move. And then bring the knees over your hips and start to slowly lower one leg with the knees bent to tap the floor at a time, continuing to draw your belly button down into that strap. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult for yourself, do these lowers of the legs with the legs straight as opposed to bent. Still gently pulling on that strap to check and see if at any point you lose that connection between the core and the ground. Notice if the work of your core and your legs here has started to transfer into tension around your neck and your face, and just try to be really soft there. And we'll continue for a few more rounds with the pace of your breath. Let's take one more round with each side. And then slowly bring your feet down to the ground. Go ahead and remove that strap from beneath your back. And let's bring your right knee into your chest, left leg hovering above the ground, and start to curl your heart and your chin up towards your right knee. Next option, release the hands from the leg and just reach for your feet. If you'd like to make it a little bit more difficult, right leg towards the sky, both legs straight. And then start to twist tie your legs together. Take both hands and reach them over towards the right. So your left leg will be pulling left, right leg pulling right. And then go ahead and release. And then switch sides. Hands onto your left knee, right leg extended above the floor. Roll your chin up towards your knee. Definitely great to stay right here. Or start to release your hands, reach for your feet. Next option, take that left foot up towards the sky, both legs straight. Nice steady breath, face is soft. And then begin to twist tie your legs and take both hands and reach them over towards the left. And then release. Grab one of your blocks and take that block between your feet. Squeeze tightly so you don't drop that block. And let your arms just come out to the sides. We're going to start to draw circles with your feet on the sky or on the ceiling. Keep the circles small to start. You can pick clockwise or counterclockwise. We'll end up going both directions. And each round, just start to let those circles get a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. And then when you feel like you've gone as big as your back is comfortable with in your core, switch directions, start big this time, and little by little let those circles get smaller and smaller and smaller. Again, this is supposed to be a focus on the midsection of your body, not tension in your shoulders, neck, and face. So just keep that upper body really relaxed and at ease if you can. Last couple circles here. And then let's go ahead and move that block a little bit lower between the knees. The legs can bend now, knees over hips. Small little movements. Exhale, start to round your chest towards your knees, squeeze the block, lift the hips, and then inhale, release. And we'll just do that again. Little tiny movements. On your exhale, lifting the chest towards the knees, squeezing the block, lift the hips straight up an inch, and then inhale, release. And just continue to find your rhythm here. Less is more, so try to keep these movements really small and free of momentum. Just purely effort. Feel free to take breaks when you need it. And if you need more, you can always pause the video and add a few more rounds. After this next round, go ahead and remove that block and find your way over into downward facing dog. Just let the head hang and neck release for a couple breaths. Start to focus on the support, the length and foundation of your arms and hands. We'll start to bend the knees to hover above the ground, and then inhale, push right on forward to plank. We'll do that a few times with your breath. Exhale to pull back to slingshot. Inhale, plank. Just a couple more rounds here. Next time you come into plank, let's hold in plank. Slowly lower your right elbow down, and then your left for forearm plank, and then right hand, left hand. And then switch the next time. Left forearm, left hand, right hand. Definitely feel free to drop the knees here for extra support. Take it slow and just keep repeating, switching the hand or the forearm that goes down first each time. Try not to let the hips pike up too much. Again, keep your jaw and your face nice and relaxed. And we'll pause in your next plank and start to roll over onto your right hand, right outer foot for side plank. And then left forearm is going to come to the ground as you roll onto that left side for left forearm side plank. Taking variations with your feet as you need it for support. And then right forearm to the ground for full forearm plank. And then roll to the right forearm, right side plank on the forearm. And then last stop here, left side plank on the hand. Slowly bring your right hand back to the floor for a plank, and then hips to the sky, downward facing dog. And step or jump your way through to sit. Locate your 2 blocks or whatever you're using in place of blocks and place them by your hips as you start to come into boat pose, Navasana. Any variations that you like. On your exhale, we'll lower half boat, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, boat pose, cross the ankles, place your hands on your blocks, and lift the hips off the ground. Right back down, boat, half boat. Inhale, up, cross the ankles, lift, and then place it back down. And we'll just continue to flow there at your own pace. If lifting entirely is too much for you, then keep the toes down and use your toes to help you lift a bit. If this is too easy, get rid of the blocks and use just hands on flat, regular ground. If this becomes too much for you, just skip the lifting and focus on the Navasana, Ardha Navasana section, that boat, half boat, lift and lower. And then go ahead and remove your blocks, right back into boat. We're going to drop over onto your right hip as you reach to the left, and then left hip as you reach to the right, and just follow your breath from side to side. You can speed it up or slow it down as your breath directs, whatever feels natural for you. And at this point, just keep on smiling. It makes it a little bit easier. And then bring the knees into your chest, little break. Let's stand right on up, come off the mat, fold your mat in half and then half again, so it's in about a quarter of its normal length. And grab your blanket or whatever you're using in place of your blanket and just place it behind your mat. Make sure everything's out of the way. You have about a mat's length of space. Come to stand on your blanket. Inhale, take your hands up to the sky and then fold forward and let your hands find their way down onto your mat. And push yourself back into plank. Keep your arms straight and start to slide your knees forward and back. So into plank and the knees between your arms. Try to keep your shoulders right over the wrists, maybe a little bit in front of them. And just move at your own pace here. Next time you head back to plank, we're going to pull it in for down dog. And same general idea, but the legs are going to stay straight now. And we're going to slide the feet in towards the hands and then slide right back into down dog. Slide the feet in and push it back. As you're sliding in, come up onto the tippy toes and just do what you can. It might not slide all the way in towards the hands, but just slide it in until you stop and then push it right back into down dog. You'll find that a slight shape or feeling of cat in the upper back will help this. And then let's just come into an Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Head dangling, arms dangling, maybe a little sway. And then come off of your blanket, throw it aside, open your mat back out. And come down onto your back. Good news is that the core work is done, so now we're going to counter all of that work that we did. So coming up to bridge pose, feet hip width apart, knees more or less over your ankles. Any arm variation behind the back that you would like. And just really feel that front body stretch out here. Slowly let your hips come back down to the mat, and we'll take a twisting break before we back bend again. So just let your knees windshield wiper side to side, right to left. And then let's set up for round 2. You can repeat bridge if you'd like, or come right on up for upward facing bow or Vidanyarasana if it's part of your practice. Again, the focus here is on re-lengthening the front side of the body. And when you're ready, we'll come right back down. Take the arms out to the side, and this time we'll drop the knees to the right and just pause there for a couple breaths. And then up and over to the left, again pausing for a couple breaths. And that completes this video. Namaste.